Hello and welcome. I'm here today with Precious, who is a cybersecurity business analyst in the UK. And I'm just so excited she participated in our program throughout the course of 2024 and is doing some exciting things in her career. I'm so excited to hear from you. Thank you so much for being with us today, Precious.
Gosh, thanks, Laura. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So just take us back. I believe you joined either right at the end of 2023 or the beginning of the 2024. Like, where were you at leading up to that decision? What were you doing in your career? What were some of the things you were thinking about as you joined the program?
I joined in December 2023. It
Hmm.
was a real panic decision. Prior to bridging the gap, I used to be a generalist BA. I'm fairly new in the BA space. I came from a governance, risk, and compliance background, but I did some BA work for about 2 years, and then I got this job with my current organization, and I found myself in the cybersecurity industry. So it was a massive panic of because I had to really figure out how to be a BA in a large environment and a domain-specific BA. So I spoke to a friend who actually had done the course with you, and uh, I think in our initial conversations, he just sounded so confident. He had just done control mapping for his organization. And I just said to him, where have you been? Where have you been? How are you like this? Because I knew him before he was a BA. And he just said, find this woman called Laura Brandenburg and Bridging the Gap. And I think I reached out to you and said, I want what he has.
Wow, that's incredible. And thank you to that person. I think I'm kind of remembering this conversation now, and I'm so grateful, and also to hear the shift that you noticed in him that kind of helped you say, this is what I want for myself. I'm really curious though, because we teach generalist skills,
Mhm.
like BA foundational skills, really. I mean, they're of course applicable within cybersecurity, but they're not about, it's not like you learned anything around cybersecurity from us. So what was the connection that you made there? Like, how did you see those skills helping you succeed in this new role?
When I had my job interview, there were two jobs going. One was a normal generalist BA, and the other one was a cyber one. But the job description was the same, and I did ask when I interviewed for the job what they specifically wanted from a cyber person, and they just said, "Oh, have a curious mind, be a very good BA, and then we'll train you on the cyber side of things." So when I found you, it was more, how do I be a very good BA? How do I stand out as a BA? And then I'll find a way to leverage on that and then build up on the cybersecurity skills. So I think what Bridging the Gap gave me was that foundation of being a BA with formal, in a way, training, sitting down, having processes, having templates, meeting other people in the BA community and exchanging ideas. So I got more confidence as a BA and then built on the cyber knowledge.
Yeah, that, and I often see people join our programs when they're switching companies like that or switching roles, right? It's like you had some great experience behind you and some successes, it sounded like,
Mm.
and then but there's something just a little bit scary about that second role. I remember that to me was like my hardest role was the second role
Mm.
because I had come from more of a domain expertise, and then I'm like, oh, I don't know the technology, I don't know the business. I have to actually lean on my BA skills, so they get more important as you move up. Thank you. So what one of the things that we talk about in the program is applying the materials on the job. Some people choose
Mm.
to use like a project, some people pick and choose among projects. Did you have a project that you used as you went through the program? Like, how did you integrate the course materials into your work in this new role?
One of the earliest things I was tasked to do was process mapping with
Mm.
Visio. I'd used Visio before, but I wasn't very confident. And so I literally um, sat down, looked at the process map I'd done, but I was able to look at the course notes. I think you also had a process mapping session one
Mhm.
time, which was so useful. So being able to talk to other people and understand how they map processes, understand where they look for questions, understand how people are using their tools as well, and little shortcuts was brilliant. So I literally walked through the process mapping thing at work with what I was learning in bridging the gap. I still haven't finished my map, but I've done the assays has been validated, and I'm now working on the to be side of it. So it's a long process just because of the nature of our organization, and yeah, you just need so many conversations to finish things. But it was really helpful. I really
Yeah.
appreciated that.
That sounds like a lot of complexity to deal with, to have a process that you've been working on for that for several months, right? To
Mhm.
get the validation. Yeah.
Yeah, it took a while to get validated, but when we did, I was
Yeah,
so happy.
that is
And then
awesome.
I took a little break, and I'm working on the to be now. I
Uh-huh.
don't know how long it would take, but I have my tools in place for it.
That's awesome. Any of the other modules stand out as things that you took away and were able to apply at work?
Yeah, use case diagram came in very handy because I think I had to do a software integration into ServiceNow. If,
Mm,
yeah, so we had a form that the guys were using. It's a specific team were uh, using manually, and they wanted me to put that onto ServiceNow just to automate the process and make it a bit more seamless for them. So I had to do a lot of user story writing, use case diagrams, and prior to joining the course, I had really wonky use case diagrams. So I got better at my use case diagramming. I got better at user stories, and just tightening my requirements definition as well. So that went well. We completed the integration in April, and that's running really well. They're using it, and they've now asked me to do more integrations for the team. So that's great. But
awesome.
funny enough, there was a competition for BA Global a few months after that, and there was a cryptic thing about use case diagrams. So I actually won myself a free pass for BA Global, answering a
Oh,
use case diagram question, which was fun.
yeah. Oh, I remember that with BA Life, right? You got the
Yeah,
ticket. Yes,
yeah.
yes. Very, very fun. Very, very fun. So yeah, that's it's great to kind of see how the materials like in a ServiceNow application. So you are doing cybersecurity, but then also some of these other smaller projects, and
Mm,
kind of the tools and techniques can apply a lot in a lot of different ways. So one of the things I really appreciated about your involvement is how you often were on the office hours calls and you showed up and I would just like to hear, how did that part of the program support you in what you were going through, especially in a new company and a new
mm.
role, getting adjusted to kind of a new environment? Yeah.
I think the big thing I got from it was the peer support. So when we had was it the monthly calls? You
Hmm.
have other people doing the same, other people, doing the same task as you in one meeting. And you can ask questions, you can check if you're going crazy, if you've looked at so much data and you can't see anything else. Um, you can talk to a BA and you can be vulnerable and ask for help. And people were always willing to share knowledge from their respective industries from a task they've done.
So kind of like where are you today? It's been almost a year now when we're recording this. So how are you feeling in your career? What are you excited about? What are you glad that you have access to? And how are things going? I guess it's kind of a general question. Yeah.
Things are going well. I've done a couple of big projects at work. I think before I signed up to Bridging the Gap, I was working on two projects and they both got cancelled. So I was in a that was the first time I had anything cancelled, and I was just so upset and so unhappy about it. But yeah, I've had the opportunity to work on several projects and deliver. and I'm working on about 3, 4 things on the go at the moment. I found time to study for certification. So yeah, when I got my role, I focused on being a good BA, but cyber is a completely different domain. It's a different kettle of fish. And you can be in a meeting with, cyber guys and have no idea what they're saying. So I had to also spend time learning, trying to understand the domain. I did an IIBA certification called Cybersecurity Business Analysis, and I got certified in September. So yeah, I passed my exams.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
So
so now
you
I can attend meetings and understand what they're saying.
were there any like learning a domain like cybersecurity? I feel like that is such a huge challenge because it's so technical, right? There's so
Mm.
much that is not as business oriented and is very much technical oriented. Were there BA techniques that helped you kind of assimilate that knowledge, or was it just pure learning and diving into the technology that really was essential?
Oh, so many BA techniques, especially from bridging the gap as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that thing. If you're tasked to do something, look at your documentation, look at your templates, do some research, talk to your stakeholders, just ask lots and lots and lots of questions. So I did constantly refer to the resources on the platform as well. So yeah, the
Yeah.
techniques. I think you can use the BA techniques in any domain,
Mm-hmm.
but you still have to do extra, domain specific work. But
Mm-hmm.
as long as you have the basics and have the foundation, then you will be fine in any domain.
Last question, unless there's anything else you want to share, but if you had not chosen to participate in the blueprint, like where do you think you'd be today?
Oh, really stressed. A really stressed and frazzled BA. Um, yeah, I remember emailing you in December last year saying, my friend did this course with you, and when I talked to him, he's super confident, and I really want what he has. I want to be able to do my job with confidence, and here I am. I've worked on quite a few things. I've delivered a few things, and yeah, I can actually talk to cyber people about cyber, and I can just talk to my BAs about BA work as well. So I've come a long way. I need to recognize that. So yeah, thank you to you personally, and thank you to the Blueprint as well.
Yeah, and I thank you for that. And I just want to honor, like, witness that as well, because I remember when you were on those first calls and, there was some shakiness. And even, I don't know that we connected right at the end of your membership, right? And like to see you today, you're just like, you're confident, you're talking about your projects, you're excited about what you're doing. And like, I see the difference. And so I just want to reflect that back to you too. Well
Thank
done. You
you.
you did the work, right? We gave some tools, but you did the work and you applied it and you reached out and you got support. So thank you for that.
Thanks, Laura.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you'd like to share before we close?
If you, I think what I would like to say is, when it comes to learning, you're your biggest asset, so you need to invest in yourself. Yes, it was a huge financial commitment, but it paid off. I don't regret the investment. I don't regret the time I put into it, and I don't regret the work. And the guys on the platform are so supportive. It's a kind of, I think you've managed to build a safe to fail environment where you can be completely transparent and vulnerable. If you're having a rubbish day, if you're doing a project that's not making progress, you're in a safe place with people who will catch you and help you to navigate and improve things. So I think you've built a great platform, and yeah, I'm proud to have been part of it.
Thank you so much for that. All right. And thank you everyone for listening. Thank you, Precious, for being here for today and sharing your story with us. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Laura.